Isn't he beautiful? Honestly, mate, the things that he does, the stuff he puts up on social media, just everything about him, honestly, aren't you training some porn stars or something?
I know. That's another story.
And then after me debut, sat back and I thought I need a step up in trainer. Just looking at my performance and a few things I didn't think I'd done right, but I was only on my personal preference. And then yeah, it wasn't really no choice. To be honest with you, when I first come down, I wasn't sure if I was at that level of ability for Mark to want to train me at the minute. But I think when you connect with a trainer, that's everything. You can't just listen. There's world-class coaches out there, but if you don't have that link with them or that bond, there's no good them telling you that, because you're not going to take it in.
He's just got to believe it himself, because after listening to him talk there right now, he's a supreme boxer. He's 6'6", 6'7", yeah? He's long and rangy, he's a southpaw, and he knows how to read a fight.
Right, so it was one of them things. I come in it young, but you don't give pity yourself, you've got to crack on with it, and at the end of the day you've got to be a man, so you're in a man's sport. And I think that's what I got when I moved gyms. You know what I mean? I got that bit tougher training, not tougher mentality. Liven yourself up, get tough. Do you know what I mean? And since then, come on the miles.
There's areas in John's life where he needs encouraging from time to time because of his nature. But you know, he responds, he tweaks, and then you build. So that's where we are with him. And boxing, I ain't got to teach him how to box. I've got to teach him the lifestyle.
You can jump on this if you want. Do you want to jump in? Dynamic duo. Let me just make it taller, because now I've got someone that's flipping 7 foot. It's not. They're not. Yeah, they're running a bit late, I think. Jump in. Got to get in. Yeah, I haven't got a wide angle lens. Sorry, I'm poor. Here we go. Look at this. Oh, you two. Isn't he beautiful? Honestly, mate, the things that he does, the stuff he puts up on social media, just everything about him, honestly, he's probably one of, if I had a coach, he'd be you. Anyway. Right, here we are.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sorry. And aren't you training some porn stars or something?
I know. That's another story.
Sorry, I need to be professional. October Red Boxing, I'm joined here by John Hedges. Welcome, you're an October Red virgin.
Yeah, it's my first time. First time on here, thank you for having me.
Hopefully he'll come back if he likes it. And we're joined here by no other than Mark Tibbs. He's trusted and experienced coach. Always a pleasure to speak to you, Mark.
You too, my love. You too as well. You too. I always enjoy your videos. Always, they're different. I don't know what it is, but they're different. Yeah.
It's because I'm a 50 pence short of a quid, that's why.
No, I don't believe that.
Right, we are here today because your man John, is it the gentleman? Because you're sort of like a bit of a kept secret as well, aren't you?
I'd like to think so. Yeah, he's the gentleman though. Do you know what I mean? I've always been polite. I took the name when I was at school, so I just kept it. And why not? Do you know what I mean? It's nice to be nice, isn't it?
And that is the truth. So talk to me a little bit, because you haven't been on the channel before. I like our viewers to get to know the fighters, but a little bit from October Red's point of view. So just let us know a little bit about yourself, including how you met up with the lovely Mark.
So basically, starting off with my boxing, I had a very good amateur career, 44 fights, 40 wins. Boxed for Team England since basically 10 years old, stayed in the England team for about 7-8 years, and then turned pro quite young, because during COVID it was the best option sort of thing. You couldn't train if you wasn't a professional, so it's kind of have a look about. Eddie reached out, got in contact with him, and then yeah, made my dream come true sort of thing really. Signing with Matchroom I didn't think I'd ever get to that stage, so just by signing I'd done what I had to do. And then after me debut, sat back and I thought I need a step up in trainer. Just looking at my performance and a few things I didn't think I'd done right, but I was only on my personal preference. And then yeah, it wasn't really no choice. To be honest with you, when I first come down, I wasn't sure if I was at that level of ability for Mark to want to train me at the minute. But when I went down there, we started clicking and had some good sparring, and from there, sky's the limit. Do you know what I mean? Another 5 fights in.
I like that. What is it like then for you as a fighter? Like you said, you're coming out of the amateur. You didn't really like your first fight. You knew that there could be some improvements. What made you think, you know what, I'm going to choose Mark? What is it about him?
I think when you connect with a trainer, that's everything. You can't just listen. There's world-class coaches out there, but if you don't have that link with them or that bond, there's no good them telling you that, because you're not going to take it in. So the main thing with Mark is we're from sort of the same area. We've mixed with the same sort of people. We have that tough mentality. Do you know what I mean? Get on with it. And he found the best out of me, and that's why I'm here now, I believe.
And Mark, what was it about young John? What was it that said, you know what, I'd like him to be part of my team? Because like you said, he can't just say, 15 people come up to you, you're not going to train them all. What was it about young John?
Well, he's just got to believe it himself, because after listening to him talk there right now, he's a supreme boxer. He's 6'6", 6'7", yeah? He's long and rangy, he's a southpaw, and he knows how to read a fight, and he don't get hit. So listen, when you've got them attributes, and he's got lovely feet, lovely hands, and this is part of my lesson, listening to you talk right now, because you've got to believe in your ability a little fraction more, and you watch the momentum build. But I'm happy. Listen, people talk about his first fight. I wasn't around. I was abroad training people. But anyway, I disregard that first fight. I started with him on your second fight, right? So I don't want to hear about his first fight, because it's in the past. But for me, his development so far has been outstanding, and it's going well. It's going well. And couldn't ask for a bet for him. Remember, he's 20 years old.
Baby.
Yeah, just turned 20 as well last month.
So listen. Once he gets 2 years under his belt, finds his championship weight, he's going to be. I ain't going to mention that same word again, because it's getting boring. But he knows what I'm going to say. He's the new Tyson Fury. Yeah.
I did not realise that you were 20, so do accept my apologies. I'm not saying you look older, I just made the assumption that you were older. So you haven't even come into your man strength yet?
No, definitely not. Like, listen, I turned pro when I was still 17, when it was on my birthday, I signed my contract. So it was one of them things. I come in it young, but you don't give pity yourself, you've got to crack on with it. And at the end of the day, you've got to be a man, so you're in a man sport. And I think that's what I got when I moved gyms. You know what I mean? I got that bit tougher training, not tougher mentality, liven yourself up, get tough, do you know what I mean? And since then, come on miles.
there's areas in John's life where he needs encouraging from time to time, because of his nature. But he responds, he tweaks, and then you build. So that's where we are with him. And boxing, I ain't got to teach him how to box. I've got to teach him the lifestyle.
That's it. And that is it.
And the rest is experience. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that. The lifestyle, like, since I swear to you, from my second fight to my fifth, like to this sixth fight now, the change in my lifestyle, my family will tell you, like, everything. Like, I don't do anything bad. I'm not saying like things like that, but it's just living the boxer's life, getting in the gym that half an hour earlier instead of coming in on time, and just different mentality. Do you know what I mean? And we're getting there now. So that's the main thing. We're getting there.
And we talk about that growth in such a short space of time. Discipline is so key in boxing, and having that trust in your trainer to know that when you come back into that corner, the advice that he's going to give you is going to be key. But Mark's mentioned something there that's really important: your boxing brain. Talk to us about that, because we know that's important.
Yeah, boxing brains, that's always been my key, even in the amateurs. Listen, it's not as a pro, because it's a different story thing, but as an amateur, got me through that on my boxing brain, and my natural ability probably got me further than anything. And coming in as a pro now, it's just putting my boxing brain, my natural ability, with his guidance and his work behind it, and the few little things all coming together, be the overall fighter.
See that what he's got, boxing ability and readability, and it's all experience, and being navigated the right fights at the right times in the gym as well. It all starts in the gym. That's where we get performance, from working in the gymnasium. But there's time to ease off as well. You know what I mean? And you got to know and understand your animal. He's one animal. I've got about they're all different. They're all different. With all respect, I don't mean to call you out, but we're all animals, and you got to understand the animal. And listen, I'm not surprised if I see new stuff as he goes along the journey, and that's what you do. Yeah.
We like that, and we like to listen to about the fighters' development and how they grow into the sport and growing with the trainer. How important is it then to have that trainer there? I'm quite passionate about fighters with their trainers, fighters staying with their trainers. It's a relationship that develops over time. How important is that to you as a boxer?
It's major. When you're in that gym and you're putting the work in, they're seeing the hard work, they're seeing the best at you, they're seeing you at your worst, they're seeing you everything. So when you got that connection, he knows when I'm not feeling right. I ain't got to tell him, he knows that. Do you know what I mean? He can see it in me. So that's what you need. And you need to be able, like we're saying, readability. And that's when you got that connection. So that's the main thing.
And over to you, Mark. How about that for importance for you as well?
Yeah. Well, it's important for me to understand and identify any negatives and any positives, and that's how I tweak and get performance from them. So it's important, but it's time consuming. But if you want to be and look the best and be the best, you got to work at it.
And a final question to yourself then, before we speak to John about his opponent and what the plans are for Saturday. How do you then cope with all these different personalities in the gym, different levels of fights? How do you cope with that as a trainer?
Well, it's probably something, I've been around it for a long time, so I'm conditioned to it myself, and that's all I can answer that. It's just something I've done and do, and what I've been around. I can't explain it. Experience, I guess. And this man's got to have the experience as a fighter, and be navigated and nurtured and put in the oven at times and taken out and rested at times. Yeah.
So finally then, what can we expect from you on Saturday night as the press conference is about to start?
Main thing Saturday night, composed, showing me maturity, how I'm getting better. And yeah, I'm going to show me flair. I've got a good flair, so I'm going to make sure you see it Saturday night.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.